So what's up, guys? I am back to finish off a maybe three-part series of the 10 things I hate about Japan. I did 3 yesterday. I do apologize that my fucking battery had cut out. Stupid me. And I'm also doing a special feed as well because I'm going to be running Facebook Live just so we can get some chat on the go, and probably, you know, some people can be informed on FB Live. First, I'm going to kick off to some responses made by some of the people I've been watching my videos. I want to give a big shout to Raphael Estudio, Tim Wilkinson, Icebox551, Anthony, and a guy, I forgot what the other guy's name was. So if you're watching me live on Facebook Live, hello Sen, hello Michael. I think Icebox551 wanted me to talk about Japanese alcohol. So today, as a change, I've already had 2 cans of fucking Chuai lemon. And today, guys, I'll be showing you guys, both of y'all out there, we've got the new seasonal Chuai flavor. This kanji here means shin, which basically means new. And this is the Suntory Strong Zero Ume, which is basically it's a Japanese plum that you can't buy in England. I don't know about America, but it's a plum that's used for pickles. You find it in rice bowls, onigiri. You can make sake from it, which is called umeshu. And you can actually eat this as just like a one-off snack kind of thing. So this is what I've got today, guys. It's 9%, by the way. After last night's little FB Live episode, I do apologise for people out there. People that know me very well on FB Live know that I get fucked up and talk absolute bollocks. What bases it? I think it's vodka, bro. But how this is made, it's kind of weird because it is literally like just having a can of fucking fruit juice that I've been drinking Chuai for 12 years, right? And one is you need to drink it cold. Kompai, guys. Cheers. Welcome to the live feed. Cannon in the building. You're going to be mentioned on my YouTube video. And we've got some Franco from Italy has just joined. So I've been drinking this shit for like 12 years, and I will be doing another YouTube video about many things that I do love about living here. And yeah, and this is one of them. The guys that are watching me on FB Live know that I drink copious amounts of this. This is why I am a fat bastard. I have a really large alcoholic belly. It's hard to describe the taste of this. The reasons why I drink lemons is because it's like a neutral flavor. It's not too sweet and it's not too sour. It's just like the right fucking medium for me. These ones here, right? So in Japan we have seasonal like flavors, and the lemons are always the ones that are like always available to buy, like the standard baseline for Chuai. And yeah, it's fucking delicious. The ones that I've got grape as well. Let me get the grape one out. I'll show you guys. That's the grape one. Now the thing is, I think this might be Moscato. It's at 9% as well. I like drinking one of these after lemons. I can't drink like 6 of these because it gets too sweet, and I will like feel sick and balk up. You only live twice, Mr. Bond. So I've got many things to talk about. And actually, I was telling the wife today, and some of the guys that it's kind of weird that I've been doing these like videos now on YouTube, because a lot of people have told me, "Oh, Darren, why don't you get this shit out on YouTube?" Because for a long time, I didn't want to be part of like the jump on the bandwagon with all the fucking Weibo, fucking J-blogger communities, YouTube video awards, all that bullshit, all that kind of touristic way style of doing videos about Japan. People know me out on FB that I'm quite controversial. The way that I speak to people, the way that I do business, the way that I conduct myself is fucking real 100%. Right, guys? And so, like, I'm trying to find a niche about, like, how to approach this whole, like, new YouTubing phase of, like, my kind of experience with it. And it's, one is that I've watched some... Actually, I have some really good fucking news today. Really big news about a YouTuber that basically started all this shit in Japan, which is Tokyo Kuni, aka Kevin. I can't believe it. You need to check this guy out on YouTube. Like, Kevin, or aka Tokyo Kuni, was like the original Japanese gaijin J-blogger out of Japan. And he's been absent for 10 fucking years. And he was the guy that basically spurred this whole J-blogging, vending machine pictures, and all the other weird shit that happens in Japan. Like, he was like the founder. He was the guy that set up all these like YouTube parties out in Yoyogi Park, the Sakura Hanami parties. And I'm sorry to rant on about this, because this video is about like 10 things I fucking hate about Japan, but he was like the founder, the inspiration for like how foreigners in Japan have been using YouTube as like a blogging format for people out there who haven't been to Japan, who people that want to know about what happens in Japan. Kevin is actually he worked for a Japanese TV company. I think it was a tourist channel or something like that. And he's also a comedian, so they kind of like, or he kind of like mixed in comedy, satire, and he made some pop. And still to this day, today was so weird because I thought, fuck it, because I've been doing so many YouTube videos today, that I would check on some old school people, some Japanese, some gaijin YouTubers that I don't like. I thought I'd span them, and they're still doing the generic bullshit, and it's like, fucking hell, guys, like the shit you're talking about is still boring. I'm not saying that I'm the most interesting person to talk about Japan. I'm not one of these like really in-depth people that talk about economy, politics, finance, and all that shit. I just talk about shit that I experience, and I think maybe 100% of people out there on FB Live. It's 12 years, guys. I could have probably had my channel get to some crazy subscriber counts if I would have been documenting and talking about shit and doing crazy live feeds where mad things happen. But I do it on FB Live because these guys here are my fans, not the fucking random people outside YouTube. I've just decided after 12 years to like talk about Japan and give like a whole decade of... I'm actually going to tomorrow have to actually write all this shit down, guys, because there's so much to talk about. There's so many things that happened to me. There's so many experiences that I've gone through that my channel is not like Kevin, aka Tokyo Kuni's, where he's like editing, it's comedy, it's funny, and in like he's just like a master on like on the camera. Like, he's just a talented guy. And I don't want to say too much, but I know a guy who knew me very well, and I know some things what happened to him. And lo and behold, I actually checked today, and I found a fucking video that was uploaded like a week ago. I'm like, holy shit, that happened like 2 hours ago. So I sent Kevin a message. He probably won't know who I am, but like, I just said, hey man, you're back, bro. It's awesome. Like, so what's happened is, guys, if you're watching on FB Live, please check out a channel called Tokyo Kuni, and he did a series called, I think, Life in Tokyo or Life in Japan. I can't remember. And I think what happened was, I think recently his father died, and he had cancer, and I think he's working or doing some project with a craft beer company out in the US, I think. So he's trying to promote that, and he's doing like loads of really cool. Well, he's just done one video, but like the content already is cool. He's got, I think he's got some drones and shit like that now, and he's changed physically. Like he's totally, he looks different. Tokyo Kuni, man, thank you so much, because like when I was in Japan, and this is something I'll talk about, and one of the questions actually here was about it, was that before I came into Japan, I first came here in 2006 and moved out here in 2008, and I didn't even know at that time that there was actually, well, I wasn't even thinking about coming to Japan, to be honest, guys. I never even knew about Japanese gaijin bloggers at all till I moved here. And the reason why that I found out about these guys is because I typed in YouTube. I had some I was like, I needed some like visa paperwork or something like that, and I typed in, and I found all these fucking old school guys, Jason Argonauts, Give Me a Flake Man, which a guy that, well, I don't think we get along, but like whatever, Victor, man, it's all good. But like, I watched your channel, Jason's, Kevin's, and what's that other guy called? Is it not Made in Japan? I can't remember his name. But yeah, there were some really big players back then, like doing videos on Japan, and it was like really cool because you had a mixture of shit, like where it was like if you wanted to find something out about like visa documents or like how to do shit and stuff like that, you could watch these videos and it would be so informative, and that was great because at that time there wasn't like the big spike of foreigners doing it then. But then you had like Kevin, who was like doing the funny side of it all, which was fucking dope because it was like, like he's like showing Japan for like how crazy and mad it is, but done in a very cool way. So yeah, it's a good balance. And back then there was GP forums, which I will one day make a video about as well. Guys out there who are watching FB Live, like I have today and yesterday and even recently, I've just had so many fucking ideas to like get all this shit out. And look, man, at the end of the day on YouTube, there are like YouTube channels that are like talking about Japanese culture, whatever, people doing whatever they do, but most of it is shit because I've lived here, and I just find it like, oh, it's another video at a convenience store. Oh, look, this vending machine. It's like, oh, okay, there's like a fucking million of those videos out there. Most of it is done by like very attractive girls right now. It's like, oh, I need to put in the views. Hey, we're at Lawson's. Look at some sandwiches. Great, wow, you know, funny, cool, interesting. But like you say, with me, I'm kind of like on the fucking edge of shit all the time. So I've rambled on enough, guys, and I will crack into some of the comments first before I get into the next. I think I'm going to do 3 things I hate about Japan. So we're going to do level 4, 5, 6, and some of the shit that I got off that website. I was looking at it today and I was thinking, okay, I'll bring that point up, but it's something that really, one of the points I couldn't really give a shit about. But anyway, let's proceed in the video. Icebox551 Anthony, what's up, bro? Thanks for watching my videos. And you guys are listening in. I mean, this could be like some semi podcasting. He's put at Tokyo Model Detective. I guess how he's making friends in Japan, as I see a lot of videos cover that. True, but I would rather hear. This is so cool from Anthony as well. A realistic opinion. Also, how he's living in the countryside. So these guys that are like fucking been watching me, Cannon, Michael. I have some amazing friends out there. Like, as much as I talk shit and piss some of you off, we've had falling outs now and again, but they're still my like crew of people that have been following me, and they've been supporting my business as well. So like, what I'm trying to say is, it's like, my business is built upon making friends, and I forgot to mention this, going back on Cooney's shit, but like, when you move to Japan, and this is kind of interconnected into what this Anthony guy, Icebox, is saying, is basically, when I first moved here, I had zero Japanese ability. I only knew hello and thank you. I didn't know jack shit. And without looking at like other foreigners living here, it was a great like kind of like support system for me to like get through it. Because when you come here, I mean, I came here to be with my ex-wife, but I'm saying making friends when you first come here off the fucking boat and you're moving into a Japanese area, you are going to be fucking lonely, like seriously lonely. And this is one of the big things about coming to Japan, and it even includes Japanese people as well, is the fact that Tokyo is built like, it's like London, right? It's like, not everybody is from London, or not everybody's from Tokyo. Tokyo is actually built up of like people from all over the world and all over Japan. So most workers, they don't have jobs in their little fucking countryside areas. They apply for jobs in Tokyo. Why? Because the fucking moolah's there, and they need to get out of their bumfuck fucking countryside area. I shouldn't say bumfuck, because YouTube could ban me for that. What I'm trying to say is there's no future for these people in Japan. It's like me moving out from where I live to come to Japan. I lived in a small fishing town in England. There's like 5,000 people there. My friends were in factory work. There's no progression. It's very stale and redundant. So that's one of the reasons why I moved out to Japan. Making friends, that's a good one, right? Basically, making friends in Japan. Making friends can either start in a variety of ways. And one of those is, firstly, if you get a job, which I presume would be teaching, because 99.9% of the people that come to Japan get into that kind of job sector, is basically you can network friends through your job. It's like my new job now. I work in a Japanese company, very big company, and already there are, and this is something I'll talk about as well, is basically that making Japanese friends, there's a lot of groundwork to be made, because Japanese people are not the kind of people like when you first meet them that you instantly hit it off. It takes a gradual process, and it could take weeks, it could take months, but they'll warm to you, you know. Like even now, like people at my company, they know that I build model kits. They're like, wow. And I've shown them all my shit. I've shown them my studio in here, and they're like, wow, cool, man. You're a pro. And I'm like, I'm not a pro. I've got guys who are into music. I'm into music. They're like, wow, Darren, you know, it's so cool. You find people in Japan that you have common interest with, and it's a good thing, man, because it's a good basis to start making friends. Now, foreign friends versus gaijin friends. I can say personally, guys, that in my own life that I was always the kid that was kind of a loner. I was a single kid. I was into real geeky shit like painting and art and like being by myself in my own environment. I'm a type of person that is not really, I don't need people around me to like get on with my life. You know, I'm very, you know, and also the guys know, by the way, for you YouTubers, these guys, Eli, what's up, bro? Is that I'm very recluse and fucking, I'm like hikikomori, which is like, hikikomori means like somebody in Japan that doesn't go outside. They have social problems. I'm not saying I have social problems, but like I prefer to be indoors and play video games and geek out and do shit, draw, paint, build model kits, watch anime, all that weird otaku bullshit, right? I don't need to be, oh, I need like friends to like make my life better, because at the end of the day, and this is something I'll get into about moving to another country, and it's happened to me, is that Japan is a place where you'll meet foreigners and things change. It could go the way that like you meet a Japanese girl, you get married, which is like already like a separation from your friends, your network, kind of, and then it goes to kids and having a house. Shit, I have to, you know, get a mortgage, I have to pay bills, I've got 2 kids, I've got to like, friends that you meet here, are they really friends or just acquaintances? Like, I think like even people on my Facebook, like people that I know from all over the world, like you YouTubers that probably get this because I own a business, I own my own Facebook group, but I have guys here that like watch me do feeds, watch me talk about shit. I post pictures about my family and daily crap. I know shit about them as well. It's a real connection, and it's real magical shit, because even though we're like thousands and thousands of miles or kilometers away, we still build bonds. And I think that I have better bonds with people through my business, through Facebook Live, people that want to watch me. It could even be people on YouTube as well that have a better connection than actual physical people that live in the same area, same country. In Japan, I've seen there's a good friend of mine left for Australia. A guy got deported back to the US and he came back to Japan. He's down in the South Japan. He's got a kid. There are people that have come here. They got burnt out. They had enough of Japan. They fucking ran out of money. They didn't make enough money. They weren't using their head. They're fucked off. There are people that have made it big. They've got out of teaching. They've got new jobs. They're busy. So people move to different parts of Japan. I'm not saying that you can't make friends in another country. You can, of course you can. But what I'm saying is that there's a strong possibility that those friends might not be around for that amount of time. If that makes sense. Just going out into the comments, Michael's put, a friend is someone you can trust your life to. Of course, bro, man. Hank's in here from Holland, the clog sniffer. Let's go back to these comments, guys. Cannon's put, speaking of London, it's such a huge mix of people. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Eli's giving me a link. I can't open it, bro, because I'm on, I'm doing a live feed. Wayne's in the building. What's up, Wayne from Telford? But here's the fucking thing, right? And I advise anybody that's coming to Japan to, one is to make more Japanese friends, because you are gonna be more interjected, more engrossed into the culture if you are around Japanese people. you've come here to Japan to live here, right? So why the fuck would you want to hang around with like 10 British guys or all English speaking friends? Because you're going to be, it's like you've moved to another country to experience another culture, to meet new friends, to learn Japanese, for example. I see this happen quite a lot with gaijin because they like to be close to their fucking people. You know, they don't like fucking this big change, because it is a big change, right? And you guys know this as well, probably, if you're watching, that if you move from another country. But like, isn't the whole purpose of like moving away from your country to get out of like that circle of people, or you know what I'm saying, right? Dave Dixon's in the building. Dave, if you're watching my YouTube, bro, you're going to be mentioned. What's up, Dave? From Australia. So what I'm saying is, me personally, my advice is, yeah, of course, make friends from your home country, right? But then try and make more Japanese friends, because they are basically a walking, talking, free learning tool. You have to pay out your ass to go to these Japanese overpaid fucking language schools when you can actually have real diverse conversation with a Japanese friend. And you're going to learn way more. It happened to me. So sadly, my Japanese friends right now are onto different things. I've moved on. These guys know, and you guys will probably know, like, you know, you have kids, you have a wife. We've bought a house. This is my man cave. This is where I live. I don't need to go out anymore. I don't need to go out clubbing, pubbing, looking at chicks. I'm fucking done for, man. I'm fucking grounded. I can't do anything more than this. You know, I've got my family. I've got 2 kids. And that's enough. That's all I need. And I don't need to have friends. But like, even my Japanese mates have, like, one guy has set up his own business doing cleaning, where he goes to like Japanese offices and he does like cleaning the floors, the mats. It's a private company what he's set up, and he's doing really well, and he's earning loads of money. Good on you, Daisuke. And other Japanese people are doing their own shit, and it's hard to explain this because Japan is such a busy lifestyle. Like, people, we don't have time. You know, I get people like, oh, Darren, can you buy me this kit? Or Darren, do it. And I'm like, guys, I don't have time. I'm so tired. It's like, Japan is a weird place, man. I mentioned about this, about the train thing, which I should be getting on, because my GoPro battery might run out and I need to charge it. But I might do a charge feed from my MacBook. But anyway, oh, by the way, guys, if you're watching on me on FB Live, feel free to ask me any questions about Japan. Real questions, because this is real shit now. So moving on to Icebox 551's other comment is also, how about is living in the countryside? Right, so where I live, and these guys know as well, is I live in a semi kind of town slash, I wouldn't say it was inaka, which means countryside. It's not proper inaka. It's just a town. So I can't really give you an answer about how to live in the countryside. A lot of foreigners who live in these countryside areas, which I don't want to say the company's name, but if you do get a job out here, they'll send you into Boomfuck Town. Which actually was going to happen to me when I first moved to Japan. It was about a week. I had an interview and they were like, so I live, imagine, right, this is Japan, right? That's the whole length of Japan. That's Hokkaido. I'm using a sellotape dispenser. That's Honshu, the main island. I live about here on this side. They were going to send me into this fucking remote island in Hokkaido. And I'm like, bro, are you on fucking meth? Like, I've just moved here and there's no way that I'm gonna move to like a fucking remote island in the north of Japan where it's cold as shit. Like it's like literally like living in fucking Antarctica. I'm like, no. And luckily, again, I'll make another video, but it's like they offered me a job in Yokohama. I did have to relocate. I was there for about 5 months, which is actually probably the best school that I've ever worked at in Japan. But I don't want to make this whole video into teaching in Japan sucks kind of bullshit, because I actually did like it. I have visited many countryside areas in Japan, and I've told the wife that if we retire, I want to move to an area called Yamanashi, or move into the more countryside area. Countryside areas in Japan are actually the best areas to live in. Like I was talking about in my 3 things I hate about Japan, about like, oh, I want to live in fucking Tokyo and be yo motherfucker, all that cool shit. Countryside areas are amazing. Like, one is it is beautiful. 2 is there's so much nature and it's safe. Yes, there are less convenience stores and can't buy. You know, everything's online anyway nowadays. It's not like you can't buy a fridge freezer. You know, fucking order it. You know. Yeah, Yamanashi Ken is fucking amazing. It's a beautiful part of Japan. If you ever come out here, guys, please visit. It's amazing. It's basically at the foot of Mount Fuji, next to Shizuoka. Henk has put in the comments, what would you advise young people going to Japan who want to learn the language? Dorm stay with fellow youngsters or homestay with a family? Wow, that's a fucking good question, Henkster. I've heard a few comments or I've seen a few responses about foreigners doing homestay, because I've actually not taught them English, but at one of my schools I had a guy from Thailand and another guy from Germany. The kid from Germany, I think, was like, how old was he? 16, 17? He fucking hated it, bro. Like, his fucking host family, the mum was like I can imagine and I know this fact because I've taught like thousands of kids in Japan, but a girl went to the US and another girl went to Australia, and they fucking loved it because it was like a Japanese person like getting out of Japan is like that movie Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood when he escapes fucking Alcatraz. It's like, it's literally like that. It's like, oh, I've escaped Japan. It's like a prison because it's so open and free, and like, you know, the Western world countries are like more relaxed. But a gaijin kid in his 16, 17 coming to Japan, bro, no fucking way, man. Because like I said, there was a guy back then as well around Tokyo Kuni's era who was talking about this. I think his name was Tom. He's from Australia, and his channel was massive. And I haven't heard anything from him. I'll have to try and find his channel again. But he did a video where this kid from Australia had come to Japan. He was doing YouTube, and he fucking he was filming once, and he actually, this is bro, Hank, I'm glad you've brought that up. And you know what? This whole video, it could be that I might have to do like the other hate things later, because this is a really good topic that you've brought up, Hank, actually. So this kid had dreamed about coming to Japan, and he was already like, I wouldn't say it's fluent, but like nearly to that point. He was only like 16. He just wanted to come to Japan. He was learning Japanese by himself. And he came to Japan on a homestay program. And what happened was, he was filming for his YouTube channel. And he fucking mentioned I can't remember what it was. And he said something that really, really like hurt the homestay family. It wasn't about war or anything weird like that. I think it must have been a question that kind of was like, you can't ask me that because I'm Japanese and that's really fucking rude. Like, getting, you have no morals to ask me that question. And what happened was that kid was fucking thrown out of the fucking, I don't think he was thrown out, but he was asked to leave. And he was only young. And I'm thinking, you evil fucking bastards, like, you kicked this kid out. But look, man, the kid was young and he was probably naive and probably didn't know how like, you know, you can have people out there in the world that have never visited Japan but are fluent in Japanese. They come out here, boom, the reality shit comes in, and they might say something bad that will piss somebody off. And that's what happened to him in a nutshell. And he did a video once where he was like in this hotel room. He was in a hotel room, bro, Hank. He got kicked out and he was blogging from a hotel. So, oh, I've been kicked off the homestead, but I'm in a hotel. They've kicked me. I was like, what? That's gnarly shit, man. That's nuts. I can't believe that family did it to him. So what happened was, I think after that happened, he came back to Japan or something like that, and he actually did another video. I don't know if he apologized on video or it was behind the scenes, but he went back to that homestead family. He must have said sorry and things were ironed out, right? And it was kind of awkward watching it because, you know, I can understand Japanese mannerisms and how they like chotto, like tatemae. It's like they're being polite, but inside, bro, they're really fucking hurt, but they're just doing the whole Japanese like, oh, daijabu, it's okay, no problem, it's forgotten about. But I know deep down that they were fucking not happy with him. But I think when these kids come over to Japan and do homestay, it's a whole different kind of way of life where it's, like I said, there are so many rules out here. This German kid, right? I was like fucking guiding it. This is oh God, 12 years of information, guys. The real shit's coming out now. It's another whole nother video about this fucking jet teacher that fucking got me fired, basically. But I'll get into that in another story. But what happened was, all the Japanese chicks in the school I was teaching at was all over this German kid. You know, German guy, proper like blonde hair, blue eyes, got a bit of swag. Yo, what's up, man? All the girls, man, were like over him like fucking rickets. Fucking Jesus. And I'm like, bro, man, like, he's from Germany, spoke perfect English. Like, his English was unbelievable. And it's kind of embarrassing as well because those Japanese kids probably study more English in Japan than this German kid did in fucking Germany. So he was just like a native English kid. I was like, hey, man, you know, you got to get some digits and, like, you know, fucking get in there, mate. And he liked me because he was like, he's my big brother, you know. He was just like, he just looked up to me. I gave him real advice. Like, you're a teenager, man. Like, I know, like some of these chicks you really like. It's like, yeah, there's one girl that I like. I'm like, yeah, man, you know, talk to her. This is a high school. This is like, not like fucking 12-year-old kids. These are like 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get some digits and like enjoy yourself. And I said, how's life with the homestay family? He's like, oh, it is very terrible because he couldn't use his phone after 9 o'clock. He couldn't even use the internet. Like, he's got family back in Germany. There's like a fucking 9-hour difference. And it was this, And I just felt for him because like, oh bro, just hang in there, man. I know what you're going through. The rules, all these fucking rules that they invent, which is totally pointless, you know. It's like, and I'm like, bro, you know, the host mama had said like, don't use your phone after 10. Like, fuck you, man. It's like he's like 16, 17 years old. Like, fucking, he can't use the internet. If somebody told that to me, I was 16, man, I'll fucking punch you in the face. Real talk. So he was like, yeah, well, actually, Darren, you know, I do use my phone, but I get my bed cover and I was like, bro, just turn your brightness down on your phone. So yeah, I do that as well. You know, so Hank, if that answers your question, bro, like, I don't know. Homestays are kind of like a little bit old-fashioned now, man. Only certain schools accept those homestay students. It actually doesn't happen in most public schools. And what's shit about homestays is that those kids are basically engrossed. It's like me, my boss right now where I work is like, oh, Dan, there's a meeting today, right? But you don't have to join it. Why? Well, it's all in Japanese and it'll bore the fuck out of you. Like, okay. Like, my boss lived in the US for 6 years. He worked for Pixar as a fucking animation engineer. And he understands everything about how I think, and he's cool as fuck. He's like, yeah, don't come to this fucking meeting, it's boring. Like, it's like, that's how most Japanese people should be fucking thinking, like, but it's not like that over here. They're in a very, like, communist, militaristic way of fucking thinking of everything, that, like, this is the way. Some Mandalorian bullshit. It's like, this is the way, man. Fuck that shit, man. No way. But I think his name was Victor, by the way. Victor, if you ever watch this, man, what's up, bro? I hope you're doing well. Please don't come to Japan. I know you had a brutal time here. Right, let me try and get into this shit right now. So, where are we in the lifestyle thing? I found it. I think before my video had cut off, 142 minutes. How long can my battery last? I might just do 201. I don't know if the guys here are going to be watching. By the way, guys, I'm going to be editing this video and you need to check it out because I've got some real fucked up shit to put in it. So, anyway, going back, guys, to what I'm saying. So, I hope that answered your question, Icebox. Yeah. If I had a choice, and depending on the type of person you are, if you're a city person, a country person, me personally, because I love nature, check me out on Instagram, Tokyo Photo Detective or Tokyo Model Detective. I'm into photography. These guys know what I do. I take lots of pictures of nature, insects, bugs, everything. Living in the countryside for me is a fucking dream. And one is cheaper fucking food, better people. I think this crap about there's a new foreigner in the village, all this bullshit. Do you know what? I visited some of the most back-end countryside areas in Japan, and do you know what? Those old guys are the people that fucking talk to me the most. No shit. In Tokyo, an old guy, they look, gaijin, like, what's up? And I'm like, I go to a countryside where they don't see foreigners, and they're like all chatty. You're like, sake, yeah. It's mad. It's not what you think. That's my own experience. I can't talk about it. Me personally, I hate fucking Tokyo. I hate cities. I hate fucking people. I hate trains. I hate crowds. I hate ignorant fuckwits on, you know, and it's like countryside living, man, is where it's at. Peaceful, no noise, no bullshit. Yeah, finding friends. I don't know. You got Facebook, right? But that's me, man. Do you need friends, though? Oh, realistically thinking, like, you have your family, right? So you got some good friends, and you can fucking email now. Back then when I was here, when I first moved it, Facebook had just fucking started. you know. Facebook had just started, and I was like, take care, man. Yeah, don't worry about swearing, bro. This is like an 18 plus. I actually started on Facebook when I first moved here in 2008. So it was like revolution shit, because it was still MySpace back then before when I moved here. Right, okay. Fucking hell. Number 4. Foreign grocery stores and limited food options. Now, this is a difficult one, right? So this guy's put, as much as I love the intimacy of Japanese grocery stores, I do find it frustrating when I can't get common foods I like from back in good old America. On the plus side of that, I eat healthier and pretty much limit my shopping now to the produce aisle. But yet, to even find a place that sells hamburger buns out of town, that's so funny, because I'm going to talk about that. Hamburger buns, bro, they're like, it's like fucking gold dust. And I know how, this guy who's wrote this is legit. I'd love to meet this guy, or this person. There might be a chick. And reading laundry detergent or ingredients can be a task of its own. Yeah. In England, I know what's conditioner and I know what's regular, like, soap. But nowadays, you've got, like, multi-tablet things or liquid that you can use. This guy's, but after Fukushima, we tried not to buy produce from around the area. Really? That's kind of a shit statement. Yeah, you can set it to over 18s, bro. You can do age limit. But unfortunately, despite the radiation leaks, produce from Fukushima Prefecture is still being sold in stores. Bro, I mean, you're talking about like fucking not buying tomatoes and bananas from Fukushima or whatever. Mate, there's fucking... I live in Chiba. There was radiation fucking coming down our end because there's a guy, there's another story, but like there's a guy that's been put into the Matsuda ward office. He's a rapper actually, and he's made it into the government, like local council shit, and his policy was to question the Japanese government in terms of their actual I don't know how to put this, their real information on radiation, because we had Geiger meters out in fucking parks in this area, and apparently when, and again I'll talk about the big earthquake in another video, but what happened that night was, and I remember this because when the earthquake hit, that night was windy as fuck. And what happened, it's March in Japan is windy always. And I think what happened was that they had like a northern to westerly winds, so all that radiation was blowing down on the east coast of Japan, my area. And in my area they did some radiation testing and they found high levels of radiation. And I'm in Chiba. That is like quite a long way away from Fukushima. But that time the supermarkets were like sold out of a lot of food. You couldn't buy bread, you couldn't buy milk. Tobacco, fucking hell, man. That was mad. That was a mad situation that day. Deciphering where your produce comes from is a raw pain in the ass if you don't read fluent kanji, which of course takes years to master. Mate, to be honest, bro, if you wrote this, I don't really give a fuck where I buy food from. It is what it is. An orange is an orange, an apple is an apple. I don't really fucking check, oh, where's this fucking meat being cut? I'm like, it's food, bro, at the end of the day. And oh yeah, if you have a food allergy, it's even better. I'm allergic to wheat. And let's just say it makes your life a whole lot harder. Lastly, finding authentic foreign food around the city can be very difficult, but as foodies, we've managed to locate some of these places over the several years of living here. Bro, yeah, I get it, man. It's like, you know, you're not going to have all the fucking things that you have in your home country. You live in Asia. Like, you know, who the fuck eats baked beans? Like, all day breakfasts in a can. If you're from England, you know what I'm talking about. Mate, it's Japan. Like, in America, do they sell fucking, like, seaweed? Well, I know they do, but I'm saying in a regular supermarket. You have to go to Asian supermarkets for that shit, but what? So all Americans are going to eat, like, fucking noodles now? It's like, bro, get real. Like, you're in another country. As much as I miss eating cheese from the UK, pork pies, fish and chips, the list goes on. It is hard, but you learn to deal with it, and you learn the fact that, like, you can make some of that shit yourself. It might not be the same, but you can still replicate it to some degree. Number 5, lack of gluten-free or allergy. I've been checking today on the 10 things I hate about Japan. There's actually quite a few videos come up from new YouTubers. One guy's a Japanese guy about why I hate Japan. And it's kind of interesting. Some of the comments are like this article here. Some shit I agree with because, yeah, I understand it. But then there's some things that like this number 5, this topic it doesn't affect me because I don't have any fucking food allergies. So everybody's got a different outtake on it. And I did say 10 things I hate about Japan. It might be bigger than that, which there is. I know there is, but like, I'm only reading what these are saying. What's up, Jeremy? And by the way, dried seaweed from South Korea is the fucking best. It's sesame flavored and roasted really well, and it's way better than Japanese seaweed. So, and even my wife likes it as well. 5, lack of gluten-free or allergy-specific food choices. Unlike other parts of the world, Japan hasn't really caught on yet with the gluten-free or food allergy awareness train. Unless you're in a super trendy part of Tokyo, like Ginza or perhaps Dakinyama, and this is no guarantee, eating out with allergy can be really hard, if not impossible. Most Japanese restaurants have a set menu and that's it. There are no gluten-free alternatives anywhere. Any good luck asking for gluten. It's put gurun ten furi. Japan is not I know this sounds fucking shit, right? But this is not a vegetarian-friendly country. If you're from Islam, if you've got certain fucking, you're Jewish or fucking Hindi, this country is like what it is. Like, if you don't like fish, well, tough shit. If you don't like fucking meat, beef, tough shit. If you like pork, tough shit. You can't come to another country and expect them to change their whole fucking dietary fucking lists for you as a foreigner who's fucking come over here to like teach fucking English, and you're, hey, I'm Billy Big Bollocks, and try and act all like, oh, there's no fucking gluten-free shit, man. All the ramen's got, it's all pork based. Well, actually in Japan you can get vegetarian ramen, whatever allergies you fucking wanted. But as a foreigner coming here, like if I moved to India, it'd be like, oh, I don't want to eat curry. Well, I'm sorry, but like, you know, that's like the main staple diet. I don't want to eat basmati rice. It's the main staple diet. Like, you can't fuck around and say stupid shit like that, because when I came here, I had to adjust to like the fucking diet and the food. Of course, there are some things that I can't eat out here, but actually over time, I've managed to adapt to some certain things apart from natto, which again, natto's terrible. It is terrible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to make a YouTube video about fucking fermented beans, because it's like saying I don't like fish and chips, I don't like hamburgers. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's your own shit, right? I haven't got much battery power. I don't know if I should like charge my fucking battery up here, but if you guys have got any questions out there as well, I don't know if I should pause the video and put my charger in. I'll quickly get into number 6 before I get in. I might have enough time, guys. Cannon's put, but eating out with food allergies is a pain anyway. Of course it is, man. I have a lot of friends from Malaysia that come here. They can't eat ramen because they're fucking Muslim and shit, you know, and it sucks. I'm really particular about ramen, and for guys on YouTube, guys, I'm gonna have to charge this fucking GoPro camera, which means me cutting the feed off. So beg my pardon. For guys on YouTube, just wait a second.